introduction about myself and also the gallery. My name is Benno Tubbesing. I'm the director here in New York of Ruttkowski 68. The gallery was founded in 2010 by my friend Nils, who is originally from Bochum. The first location was in Cologne. And I would say Ruttkowski focuses on a broad range of practices representing emerging and contemporary artists from all around the world, all kind of different backgrounds. It's very much about mixing the highs and the lows, I would say. So definitely incorporating the subcultures of our generation that are relevant to us into the gallery program, and giving the artists a platform to showcase their talent in our various locations. So basically, the first location was Cologne, and then in 2018 we opened Düsseldorf, in 2021 Paris, and now in the beginning of this year New York. It has always been a dream of Nils to open up a gallery in New York. So that was, even when he started day one, always a big wish of his. And we pretty much saw it as a chance to broaden our horizon also, and to use this platform to showcase a lot of the European talent that we represent, but then also use the market here to find artists and show them in Europe. So it builds this kind of nice dynamic bridge, I would say, between our locations in Europe and here in the US, and we can use them to overall make the program bigger and just broaden the platform that we have. And so in the beginning, when we started to look for locations, we were typically, as Europeans, more so looking around the meatpacking district where the more established blue chip galleries are. And then we read an article in the New York Times about how Tribeca was becoming New York's hottest art district. And so we actually went. We went a couple of times back and forth. And on one of our trips, we went to Tribeca, and we really liked the energy here. So post-COVID, when we started to visit, a lot of young galleries had settled in this area because the rents were quite cheap, and you have all of these amazing spaces here, so there's a lot of old industrial architecture still in this neighborhood. So you could really feel these spaces being taken over, and a lot of dynamic happening between all of the younger programs, and then the more established players came in, like David Swerner with his space at 52 Walker. And we really liked it. And also coming from a world of maybe the graffiti subculture, Nils liked the overall aesthetic of it. I think it fits to our program. It's not so polished, and it has a very surprising effect being on this alley. Cortlandt Alley is one of the last true alleyways in New York still. So we like the contrast of the space, the kind of nitty-gritty alley with a lot of graffiti. We left it very untouched, and then the surprise effect when you walk into the space, that was something that we always felt has a lot of character and makes it unique. All right, specific tips when visiting New York. That's a good question, because obviously it's a big city and there's a lot. But if I would have to pick some of my favorites, I would say I really like going to the Met. I think the Met is an incredible museum because it's just so big and so vast. You can wander around, and it's like its own entire universe. So I really like getting lost in the Met. I would recommend everyone goes there. And it's also by Central Park, so you can combine that. I think that's very nice. And then when it comes to food restaurants, I like Il Tinello a lot. So it's an old Italian place uptown also, just below the Central Park, which probably doesn't get recommended frequently, but whenever I take people there, they really like it. It's kind of like you're in an old mafia movie, and it's very untouched, authentic New York, and they serve great pasta, so I would say that's a good restaurant to recommend. But we're going to be having a group presentation of multiple artists, Ruttkowski artists. We love the fair and the city. We've always had a great time, so we're excited to be part of the roster again.